then I continue just walking through it. That was boring. I could possibly be boring. Well, you have a dog in there. No, privately. Yes, it wasn't my point. So it didn't count? No. You fly over. Yeah. And who was the person, like, when you first got your eyes, you had to be wild. No. You're 10 years out of Coney Island. No, I'm not wowed by people. It doesn't count. I'm wowed by people of paradise. I don't know.
Ah, ¿sí?
Un sueño.
No manches, ¿a poco?
Sí. Dice que viene por mí como a las 7:40.
Dang.
Sí, yo creo que nomás dejo quita y me parqueo aquí y ya. Es que más vamos a limpiar la casa de la señora de la hipoteca.
Oh, ok.
Pero como estábamos yendo hasta las 12, digo le dije a la señora el día de la posada, le dije, ay, no, le digo, ya no me está gustando ese horario, oiga, a las 12. Pues entonces vénganse temprano. Y ya no pero cuando tenemos dos casas, hacemos la casa, la otra y luego la del café. Pero mañana no vamos a esa casa.
¿No te gustó el horario? ¿Le dijiste?
Le dije a Nelly y a doña Nelly, le dije, ay, no me está gustando esto de arriba. ¿Por qué, nena? No, porque bien tarde me da flojera después y no lo voy a limpiar bien. No. Y ya dijo, pues vénganse temprano, pero cuando tengan dos casas, pues primero vamos a la otra, y luego comemos. Entonces ya casi eran dos.
Sí.
Entonces tenemos dos. Pero como mañana nomás tenemos la de ella, vamos a comprar para allá. Yo creo que como para las 11, 12 ya.
lo mejor sales temprano.
Pues para mí que no me tardaba, que está las 10 de mí.
Ujú. ¿Qué fue hacer ejercicio? Sí, por eso, pero hacer ejercicio. Pues. Oh, sí, ajá. Fuck. No. No lo veo. El equipo de Germán. La del... Ajá. Ujú. ¿Y por qué? Sí, es cierto, ¿por qué ya no? O sea, ya no me han regresado el dinero. Y por eso, pero siempre le pagaban, gobierno. El gobierno le paga y no pregunta si fue o no fue. ¿Será que no será que todavía le estén pagando? Checa eso. Que todavía le estén pagando el gobierno y ellos nomás estén embolsando el dinero. Porque así es como empiezan los fraudes. Checa eso bien. Todo. Ujú.
pero que son de los colmillos. Los pesan, siempre para la ponen en la pared y los pesan en el plato.
Ujú.
Bajó de peso libras,
Ujú. A ver qué tan alta está. Pues mañana más. Descansa. Ahorita me va a ganar el sueño. Oh, no sé. ¿Quién sabe? Estaba jugando yo. Ujú. Ajá. ¿Quién lo había comprado? ¿Eh? Ya lo quebraría. Oh, ¿vas a hacer la mañana? Dame del baño.
Bájeme a orinar ya porque salgo.
Dale, dale.
guys in these local communities who haven't been able to afford a house before. I'm going to show you a way. I'm going to give you a way. Because I'm sure I'll get your vote.
Oh my...
That you can own a house.
Bro.
Because I want your vote. So what we're going to do, I'm going to let you buy a house, Mr. Bannon. When you really... You're not right on the border, maybe. You're not even on the border. Your credit is not... Yeah, let's be honest. And it's not my fault. It's
5
not
minutes, I was recruited?
Bill
Okay,
Clinton's fault.
all right, after
But
this.
whatever happens, the moment you get to the score, your credit's not good. Now, normally, you come to me and you want to borrow money. And I say, I'm sorry, Mr. Bannon, I can't lend you money because your credit score is not up to where it needs to be. Hopefully, if you work harder and clean up some of the problems, it will be. But no, what I say to you is, I'm going to try to not you.
He's right about this. He's talking about subprime mortgage loan. He's right. Like, yeah, I mean, this is it. Holy shit.
I'm going to lend you money anyway, though you don't have a good credit score. And don't worry, I'm going to get rid of the term that you don't have bad credit. Bad credit sounds pejorative. You don't want to sound judgmental. Yes, judgmental.
Of
So what
course.
we're going to do, we're going to call your credit situation
Yeah.
subprime. Nobody knows what that means. Subprime. That means prime is good credit. Subprime is not good credit. Less than good credit. So that means prime is good credit. Subprime is not good credit. Less than good credit. So we'll call it something that people
Oh, wow.
and we'll tell you what. We're going to have people lend you money though you are a subprime borrower.
Dude, smart.
And I will figure out some government agencies to guarantee your loan. So I don't think you're a good because the banks in your country don't work initially. The banks are concerned. For us, we're in the business of managing this. In our bank.
Right.
We can't lend people whose credit is not prime.
The black eye. Yes.
Subprime. Business done, you should never have lent. But what we'll do is we're going to
Oh my
an
God.
agency called Fannie Mae and Ginnie Mae, just another agency names. They'll guarantee your loan. So don't worry.
I feel so vindicated right now. This is crazy. Holy fuck.
Don't worry. You don't have to pay it back. Even though you,
Wow.
don't
Oh,
even
boy.
work as hard anymore. That's probably a harsh statement, but these players, these two
Can
big
you summarize
firms,
this? Yeah, basically what he's doing is he's saying that Bill Clinton and the people that were in charge made a system where basically you would give money to people who you shouldn't give money to, but if you don't give money to those people because there's a correlation with ethnic different groups, like for example black people. Right? All of those people are able to
Jekyll Island Club was, at the time, the most expensive club in the world. It was owned by Steve Morgan, was Rockefeller, and Ted Brothers. It was their little private playground. But in November, it was just the club's empties and staff had been cut down to the skeleton crew, and its huge remains had been replaced for strictly vetted for the day. Rankin and supervisor Doc like 7% for clubhouse, meals, instead of the business. And he gathered private customers that have been flexible. That day, for the next 9 years, and not done. It is go outside and on the bike. Frank Vanderbilt realized that they were just 20 hours dead. They all got on the covered in tarp. The room is filled with smoke of hundreds of cigars. And all workers were made and he put that at the table and he talked to the Americans. And he told them simply that the American financial system is broken. It's chaotic, prone to panic and they needed to told them they needed to build a central authority that all the flow of money in the United States. Basically, in the sheer neck of French money, when they needed it, and take it away from the state. But there was a problem with this idea. All of them had to call it a central bank. But when they called it that, the American people were going to reject it. They needed a full payment. So, and we clever about it. They had designed this mechanism in a way that it looked like a branch of government was controlled by private bankers that had to see accountability. So with this room, arguments began to break out. Frank tried to say as and at one point, Frank and Henry got a big contract over how to stop ownership of the successful group. They were not great option so that is the source of his place and he found possible. Start talking loudly about birds, hunting dogs, and don't so much. There's a talk is terrifying of the birds. One moment after the break, almost so much. Now, of course, the story is on the entire board. Right on the way. Some of that is somehow a person on the phone and down and got on the phone. And this person solved it. And they solved the settlement even with the Rockefeller bankers and the Morgan bankers. Well, it was the out. So they can scramble. Then someone else intercepts the stranger, and it's unclear exactly what happened to her. First was that he was by the ninth day, out of doctrine, he came to lay out detail about the financial system. They gathered their statements, and then, Frank Vanderbilt, they didn't have to. They split that blood out and swore to each other that they would never talk about this meeting. It might ever happen. They would claim that they were never on the island for 3 days. So they got back on the boat, they got back on the train, they disappeared back into their lives, or water. And over for 3 years, there was nothing. All Christians the plan and wrote, and he brought it to Washington. But he didn't tell Congress. He was like, hey, a bunch of the bankers wrote this meeting. No. Instead, he presented it to Congress. He pointed to the reform bill designed to protect the people from the bankers. Well, there was a tax problem that now, for those people, initially it didn't. The Aldrich plan was obviously pro-banker. Congress got it down.
¿De tu salió? De YouTube.
Conference was watching to get home for Christmas. Many senators had already left town. The chambers were half empty, and this rush, a bill was brought to the floor. It's called federal goes on quickly. In fact, the state agent, President Woodrow Wilson, that is the head of the local office, no, never happened. I see the law. The American public hold up this federal reserve to state government agencies. That was in my state. It was essentially the common man. They wanted to get the money from. But what they didn't know, well, what nobody knew, was that the Federal Reserve Act was almost word for word the plan that Franklin Chamberlain, Paul Warburg, and Nelson Aldrich had all written in secret on a private island 3 years earlier. The creature they built in the dark had just been given the keys to the kingdom. So for decades, this meeting, of course, considered occupied, but of course, any public analyst, Frank Banks did not deny that it had the idea that the world cost like guys actually have to come on, right? They wouldn't have a way of five, went to them and the whole thing. It was tired of the bank. Well, for whatever reason, they still tried and maybe even one ready for one day.
internalized a very specific lesson. According to the Financial Crisis Inquiry Commission report, or the FCIC, this moment created something called moral hazard. Basically, he saw his rival get saved and he thought, okay, alright, cool. The government has set a precedent. They will not let a bank this size die. We're too big to fail. We're good. We're good. So, he slept soundly at night, and he believed that no matter how bad things got, these brothers, Uncle Sam, Peter, and many of us know, by the summer of 2008, things weren't great. The housing market was holding on to billions of what they call toxic assets, which were investments in real estate that were rapidly becoming worthless. And then, a man named Einstein showed up. The dude was a hedge fund manager, and he was a short seller. He would save money when companies failed, and Einstein started going on TV and speaking at conferences and loudly telling anyone who listened that Lehman Brothers was in trouble. He said that their accounting wasn't adding up, they didn't have the money they said they had, it was looking pretty suspicious. And Dick Cole, well, he just looked at Einhorn and said, I'm right. He looked at Einhorn and saw him as a threater. He thought that this guy is spreading malicious rumors just to drive Lehman stock price down to make a profit. Well, Dick Cole would testify later that he believed rumors were the problem. Things were actually friends. According to later investigations, accountants in the private firm were working around the clock, money around to make the book a little better for the report. Dick Cole just very unique. When accountants and actors are poor, stock price suffers from the market figures that price is going to be good. So, the storm wasn't supposed to be in April 2000. Find a buyer, you raise capital that the government is not going to go south. But Dick, he didn't really believe the guy. He thought he was bluffing. He's like, you know what? Sure, things cost, it's tough, whatever. The free market guy. But, when push comes to shove, he's not going to let the global economy burn to the point. And so Dick was like, all right, whatever. And he went back to his office and he didn't tell the bank. He hung out for another fight. He kept playing the game. Friday, September 12th, 2008, which is known on Wall Street as the Lehman. Lehman stock had crashed. The company was fully it was over. And so, Federal Reserve summoned the heads of all the major banks on Wall Street in the first meeting at the Federal Reserve Bank in New York. And this building is essentially like the headquarters in downtown Manhattan. It has stone walls, Dick Cole put on a suit, went to the fortress, ready to negotiate his rescue, but when he got there, something incredibly humiliating happened. According to accounts from that weekend, Dick was excluded from the main meeting room. The CEOs and his rivals, the heads of Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch, they were all inside the room with the government officials. They were the jury, and Dick Cole was the defendant, but he was forced to sit in the lobby on the side room. Was anyone in that main room. Timothy Geithner, who's the president of the New York Fed, told the other CEOs, like, look, Lehman is going through, and there's no government money to save them. So you guys need to all hold your money and buy out their bad assets, or the full market crashes on Monday. Now, obviously, this terrified the other CEOs, but they wanted to pay for Lehman's mistake, so they looked for a buyer. They needed a white knight. On Saturday morning, September 13th, a white knight was huge. As many of you know, it was a British bank called Barclays. They were huge, and they wanted to make their home in America. Their CEO, a guy named Bob Diamond, was very the office said as CEO He'd been right. It got scary, sure. It got right down to the wire. But he survived. His sister had work. He imagined the headlines on Monday, Lincoln City, the Saturday night, turned into Sunday morning. And the deal was done. It just then on Sunday morning, September 14th, a phone call came from London. It was the British financial regulator, specifically a man named Hector King. Then on Sunday morning, September 14th, a phone call came from the British financial regulator, specifically a man named Hector King from the Financial Services Authority. And there was a problem. Well, they told the American officials that they were not comfortable with Barclays taking on all of the debt. In fact, they called it inspection. They basically said they didn't want to support American affairs. Negotiators had to push back to them. You understand, if this deal doesn't happen, the world's economy is down. The British regulators just dug in their heels and they said that, listen, in order for Barclays to buy Lehman, they would need a shareholder vote. And a shareholder vote would take weeks to organize. They couldn't do it by Monday morning. Just like that, the deal. As you can imagine, the news of this is formed the Federal Reserve Building. The white knight, their only hope getting out of this is gone. And now, it was Sunday afternoon, the markets in Asia were going to open in just a few hours. Lehman Brothers was closed, and there was no buyers. Dick Bull and the government. He essentially was like, look, the private sector fails, and now you have to do what you did for Bear Stearns. You have to loan us the money to stay alive to be able to find another solution. And in this moment, this is where the crowd got Hank Paulson, the Treasury Secretary, and Ben Bernanke, Chairman of the Federal Reserve, simply told Dick, no. According to their later testimony and the FDIC report, they told them that the Federal Reserve did not have legal authority to lend money to Lehman Brothers. And they claimed that by law, the Fed can only lend money to a bank if that bank has a good faith. The Federal Reserve complained that if it was for the loan, they were like, look, real estate assets are worthless. There's a giant percentage of balance sheet. Look, if you lend the money, we're just throwing dollars into the fire. So, but our market explained that this is a legitimate crisis. This didn't happen, but the company was solid. And it let them. They told him that he had to file for bankruptcy or that day, Monday, September 15th, Lehman Brothers filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And so, it wasn't like a small thing. It was the largest bankruptcy in history. The stock market crashed. The Dow Jones plummeted. It was absolute chaos. The real twist to this story, the thing that makes you question the official narrative, didn't happen on Monday. It actually happened 24 hours later on Tuesday. September 15th, another financial company called AIG was starting to collapse. Now, AIG was the biggest insurance company in the world, and they had been all paying bad debts on the housing market. Suddenly, the Federal Reserve, the same organization that 24 hours prior claimed that they had no legal authority, Lehman Brothers, somehow found the authority to save AIG. So they gave AIG $85 billion in a loan, $85 billion. They somehow made it. They found a creative legal loophole to make it happen. I can only imagine what Dick Bull must have thought. He must have lost his mind. And this really is where something called sacrificial land is thing. And people pointed out a very interesting connection. So who was AIG's biggest insurance company? They produced the most money in finance last Goldman Sachs. The bank, the Treasury, very Hank Paulson. They got effectively millions of people to Goldman Sachs. So it looked terrible. It looked like they picked the winner and the loser. You know, they chose to let people die to the point to show that they were tough on banks. But then immediately opened the wallet to take a friend. But before you decide that Dick Bull is innocent victim, this is one final of very about? Well, it wasn't enacted. It was fraud. The report held a program called Code 105. Right hand and headquarters, the Lehman Brothers had shown their work to the public. They would use this complex accounting trick to temporarily move $50 billion of debt off their balance sheet, and they would ship it overseas to the appearance that they had way more cash than they actually did. And then as soon as the report was filed, they simply drained the debt back. So they weren't in trouble. They were simply putting the books on a So this is really the reality of black. Dick Holt was right about one thing. The government absolutely chose to let them fail while saying nothing. They made an absolute decision that the government or that built the world they did. Let's just talk about why. Interestingly, the strange part isn't that Lehman Brothers collapsed. The strange part is that everyone was ready. The government knew the rot was there for months. They watched it happen, and they let the guerrillas test bring about this instability. Right up until the moment they locked the door and turned on the light. We could really summarize this in a series of ways, but George Carlin is the big plus and because you guys made it this far, I want you all comment below total control. That way I know you made it to the end and you didn't. And if you guys enjoy storytelling like this where you dive into strange supernatural, what are you waiting for? Smack that like and subscribe button for more content just like this. And as always, never forget, normally on a Monday, I would do a top 5 paranormal ghost reaction. But today, I've got to change it up. So that reaction is something I feel like I really need to address it and talk about it because it is quite intriguing. Whether I believe in it or not, I'm not too sure. I'll let you decide. Right, okay, so this subject of this it gives me it. I don't like talking about it, especially on this channel, but it has to do with what you'll probably scientific officials supposedly could manage and control evidence of UFOs and alien technology. Well, this seems like this UFO secrecy. This is a huge thing, right? Because these files came up in the government files, right? It got released. The explanation of that is when people got wind of this Jeffrey files, people writing to the White House, and they're saying, look, you've got proof that you've got a M12 and you're covering UFOs. Because there was a massive issue, they couldn't reply to them, so they just filed these things. That's why those files are in the files of the government. I think that's pretty much why they are files. So that it's basically saying, yes, we had those files under MJ12, but they're not what you think. Because people kept on sending us letters and just files, right? That's the type of thing, I think, right? Mainstream historians of the US government say no. The FBI researches considered documents as potent. Issues include inconsistent typefaces, formatting, signatures that don't match, that don't exist at the time. Why do people think about it? Talk about it. It fits neatly into the Cold War secrecy culture. UFO discussions debate are hotter than ever. Some believe MJ12 or something like it did exist under another name. It shows up consistently in UFO Law Conspiracy Theories, Lucy and X-Files Energy. I think that's where it's called Zodiac, right? That's really important. How does this connect with X? So overall principle, right? I saw this from Ben and the koala, right? And the alleged UFO crash retrieval control Zodiac mentioned in evidence file. Now I've taken this, changed it, and I've asked Scott, is this officially, is this official? And it says, yes, it's also and it's part of the publicly released Epstein files, after referred to Epstein files supplement related court cases. So I'll just read out the thing, right? So this is the file, okay? This is official file. Epstein files I was just telling you when this was known as Bob Harris last year by Murray Gell with making good answers to the Zodiac. As you know, it's one of the last secret type societies. Zodiac is one of the two secrets. There are 12 members at any one time, and it's still very secret. They can do cool stuff, but most secrets, they are very old, indigenous and locations. I can't tell you all the 12 members because I don't know who they are. But I don't think there's one. Some guy named Howdy, family-owned. Bob Perry and I think Tom Stratford, Bob represents cancer, size on the month. You are a member and official guest, but if you get an email, they can put you anonymous speakers, etc. Anyway, the only way to get in is if someone dies. There are absolutely no minorities. Anyway, let me know what you think. Find me West Africa tonight, find me. Let me know what you think of this big profile. Hopefully laugh a lot.
I look for very colorful fun objects that I think would be cool in the photo, and I take all my stuff and I go to the location. Like sometimes it's just in my basement, which is like my photo studio. I turn down these poses and give me the facial expression that I like. My dad is like, that's the stuff. It's gonna be so good. Oh, no creativity. But just in the world, like who cares? It's really nice to easily to think my face and that. Even if I'm not with them in person, you don't need this person to show yourself. Start.
Then, when not going to actually tell itself, otherwise it's itself. This is illustrating a swingjack club, a really long-standing private dining society in New York City, dating back over 150 years. It ultimately, so basically, it's like a gentleman's club. All swingjack, and it's spelled right? Now, when you see that, or where you can get to this, so let's look at this video that I saw. Then we'll be on to something else, which is essentially Epstein, the vile criminal service located in STD. We had all of it. But something happened my time. If you look at the top left of this video, there's something quite peculiar. Well, I didn't verify it extensively and systematically. We had all of it. But something caught my eye. Epstein, the vile criminal service located his STDs. He had all of them. But something caught my eye. If you look at the top left of this video, you see something quite peculiar. Well, I did verify it extensively and systematically. Look at that. It's kind of a hey, this is one of those ways, right? The minds are so, right? But it's true. Basically, as we go on the video, one topic of what is it? What's that? Basically, actually not just not just people, but alien attacks, demonic, they did. It doesn't stop there, right? It's just Because they have exotic technology that they use covert, but they don't want anyone to know about. What is going on? What is going on? Jeffrey Epstein, who was deeply interested in all these new technologies. Before 2000, was awesome. That's his interest in technology, medicine, and all those things, right? Yeah. But they're lying for scientists. That's what the CCU, or big scientists in third parties for them, field conventions for them. And a couple of them, a couple of them had serious accusations, like Marvin Minsky, for example, but I bet a lot of them were not suicide bombers. Like Stephen Hawking. Everyone freaked out when Stephen Hawking was on the list, but it makes perfect sense. You're like, he was growing conventions on that island for scientists, to bring them all together, because that was the convention. They're not laughing. They just wanted on the big side to have a Marvin problem. So part of a lot of technological bouncing off the table from our eyes. It appears solid. If instead of eyes that respond to wavelengths of visual light, our eyes respond to radio. The radio frequency, not different, the same type of frequency, right? Different, I mean, yeah, there is sitting out there in the world there's something that I don't necessarily believe in. However, to understand why that idea is something crazy and sick, then that's what you get. I think some of it is like, some of it might be just like the same names as this and that. You know, there's video games, something the air bomb, something could it be the grey agent? I mean, I don't know. I just don't know. What do you reckon? It's a weird one. It's a completely weird one. It might be with all of this. It just seems like we live in a world where crime is that there's constant cover up after cover up, misinformation after misinformation after cover up, misinformation, cover up, misinformation. You know? But I think this is quite interesting. Imagine something like that. Well, scientists, have a human run away from are you the donkey? I'm the donkey. Whatever. Okay. Let's look at this great what did I hope you will take that. Bye-bye.
The most devoted husband in the animal kingdom. Sad.
Did you know Star-Lord's power can rival that of gods like Thor? In the Marvel movies, Peter Quill is often underestimated and sometimes comes across as foolish. However, if you look closely, you'll realize his true power is astonishing, even considered on par with the gods. Clear evidence of his superhuman durability appears in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. When Gamora was in danger, Peter didn't hesitate to take off his mask, exposing himself to the vacuum of space and he survived until rescue. The ultimate demonstration is his ability to single-handedly destroy the Power Stone, an object that can kill any organic being with mere touch. This celestial power was fully revealed in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, allowing Star-Lord to absorb and manipulate planetary energy directly from his ego. In Avengers Infinity War, it was Star-Lord who devised the strategy on Titan to subdue Thanos. Furthermore, the fact that Doctor Strange used millions of failures and saw only one chance of success. Therefore, Peter's emotional action was not the sole determining factor. You know, Star-Lord himself. Get these best out of my country. That's the sort of dude I am. Once I'm in, I pull the ladder. As an immigrant, of course, I am anti-ICE. However, as soon as I get this green card, get these best out of my country. That's the sort of dude I am. Once I'm in, I pull the ladder. As an immigrant, of course, I am anti-ICE. However, as soon as I get this green card, get these best out of my country. That's the sort of dude I am. Once I'm in, I pull the ladder. As an immigrant, of course, I am anti-ICE. However, as soon as I get this green card, get these best out of my country. That's the sort of dude I am. Once I'm in, I pull the ladder. You guys make a Ford Loco for chicken? I'll take it. Don't do this, man. I'll put Ford Loco for 4 cents, so when you double it, give it to the next person. Let me check.
First week to upload a bunch of absolute work, bro. It was a time. Take me back. Now. Got it. Well, like your prank. I don't remember what it's called, that purple. Whatever the purple is called.
Wait, you said purple thing. That's what you said. Oh, no problem. Yep, that. It's about to be mathematically impossible in about 3, 2, 1. Wait, that's gonna drop. Wait, that's gonna drop. You, hey, this is for the how are you good at free games that we play? Almost like you're prank. I don't remember what it's called, that purple. Whatever the purple is called. You said purple. That's what you said. Okay. Yep, that's it's about to be impossible in about 3, 1. Wait, drop. Wait, drop. Are you good at every game that we play?
Spectacular again.
Hey, put the bag out of it. It's just $55. This is the pizza over the big and brown stuff. What the fuck did I have it done? Sorry. I'm sorry. Somebody said to me, they said, you know, if women ran the world, there'd be no war. It's like, yeah, right. There's no one to start a stupid fight for no reason if women ran the world. Hi, this is England. How am I being invaded? Oh, I think you know why. Saw the way you were looking at France. Somebody said to me, they said, you know, if women ran the world, there'd be no war. Yeah, right. There's no one to start a stupid fight for no reason if women ran the world. Oh, so, that was right. This could have stuck my last back to school. Off the house.
Oh my god. Yeah, I knew this was happening.
Oh, yeah, I knew this was happening.
Did you?
Yeah.
Sir, I watched this Dawn twice, and I still don't understand what he just did.
He's in the middle.
Uh-huh. Oh,
It's the secret move. I want you to watch it. Watch the center shell. Don't take your eye off of him. Where's the page?
and the one on the left. The one on the left.
This one here?
Yes.
You guys saw the secret move? Yeah. Oh, you don't think it's here, huh? Well, when you thought it was here, I did the triple Lindy and I put it right
What?
here.
What? I watched this Dawn twice, and I still don't understand.
You hear that? Alright. Check that beauty out. That is a good marshmallow right there. I got a little bottle of Hershey chocolate syrup here. Okay, you want that? I might have to try it. So it'll melt the whole and work that cat on fire. Look at that. Just completely melted that. You see that?
Almost alien scene is in fact the emergence of a brood of orchid mandarins from their egg nest. Mandarins, like the great majority of animals, remain in numbers dead. Having over 60 hatchlings increases the chances that a few will make it to adulthood. During these first minutes, they are especially vulnerable. They must quickly hide away and wait for their soft bodies to hug. Within 20 minutes, they are transformed. Now, the immediate danger is from the public. Mandarins will eat anything that moves, including other animals. Time and movement. This tiny insect is now open to attack from predators lurking in photographs. Whether an individual mandarin survives or not is hard to work out chance. Whether it turns right or left. There seems to be no escape. Now this mantis has a surprising mind in self-defense. Kung Fu, prey mantis style. Of course it's all bluff, trying to look bigger and confuse its enemy. But it's got a way. But there's still a long way to go. With a bit of luck, in 2 months' time, it'll be as big and beautiful as this orchid mantis. After all,
weiter. Weiter.
I never quite understood who Penny was. And why did it matter if she was okay or not? You got to do CPR on somebody. It's like, are you okay? Are you okay? He kept asking, was Annie okay? It's like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? It's like, okay, I don't think she's okay. I never quite understood who Annie was. And why did it matter if she was okay or not? We started to do CPR on somebody. It's like, are you okay? Are you okay? He kept asking, was Annie okay? It's like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? not good for you.
This doesn't work.
Dude, that's a freaking unit. Look at that. Oh, no. Right next to go. Right next to go. That's what I call the devil. Stop playing the fishy. Now the dog probably was kind of smaller to scale it through the head of the cage. Dad's over here getting some donkeys. Nice. Just scoring the crappies that'll fry up better. Nice pile. Oh. It looks like a brand new spring has just opened up. I'm going to try and jump. They got me. Get some video. It looks like a brand new spring has just opened up. I'm going to try and jump. They got me. Get some video.
Sí. ¿Pero ya viene o?
Mark, this is the turkey. Perfect. Really small.
No, es la cara. Dile que está abierta la puerta.
Well, going Nick, it would have killed a thing inside of this. You're gonna put our dinner inside that monster? The monkfish. The juices of the monkfish will base the turkey. The flavor of the turkey will second the fish, both melding into one fantastic dish. This doesn't seem like a good idea. I don't know, Dad. Maybe you're right. Maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh! You know, that ocean work. Listen, my ugly beauty. Yesterday, you were sucking scum off the bottom of the sea. Tonight, you're gonna tango with the gods. Yes, master. I will be delicious for you. The turkey monkfish. This is the turkey. Perfect. Really small. Well, if it were any bigger, it would have killed a thing inside of this. You're gonna put our dinner inside that monster? It's a monkfish. The juices of the monkfish will base the turkey. The flavor from the turkey will saturate the fish, both melding into one fantastic dish. This doesn't seem like a good idea. I don't know, Dad. Maybe you're right. Maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh! You know, that ocean work. Yesterday, you were sucking scum off the bottom of the sea. Tonight, you're gonna tango with the gods. Yes, master. I will be delicious for you. This turkey. Really small. Well, if going big, it would have killed a thing inside of this. You're gonna put our dinner inside that monkfish. The juices of the monkfish will base the turkey. The flavor of the turkey will set the fish. Both melding into one fantastic dish. I don't know, Dad. You're right. Maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh! You know, that really shouldn't work.
souvent travailler. Maman dit travailler c'est bien, j'aime mieux d'être mal accompagné. Pas vrai? Pas souvent travailler. Maman dit travailler c'est bien, j'aime mieux d'être mal accompagné. Pas vrai? Pas très souvent travailler. Maman dit travailler c'est bien, j'aime mieux d'être mal accompagné. Pas vrai? Pas très souvent travailler. Maman dit travailler c'est bien, j'aime mieux d'être mal accompagné. Pas vrai? Pas très souvent travailler. Maman dit travailler c'est bien, j'aime mieux d'être mal accompagné. Pas vrai? Pas très souvent travailler. Maman dit travailler c'est bien, j'aime mieux d'être mal accompagné. Pas vrai?
Hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm here for my recording session. You got time to see them over? Actually, let's go! Hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm here for my recording session. You got time to see them over? Actually, let's go! Hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm here for my recording session. You got time to see them over? Actually, let's go! Hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm here for my recording session. You got time to see them over? Actually, let's go! Hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm here for my recording session. You got time to see them over?
What's her? If that comes about, the answer is both. Exactly. Southern Fried Shrimp is the biggest fish together for a boatload of plates. Since that's the place for the blood. Now one shrimp. Who got the sauce? What's your favorite operator? Wait, that's an injury? Yeah, I love it.
He said, we have just unredacted left Wexner's name from this document, but his name already appears in the file thousands of other times, and he says the Justice Department is hiding them. Is that an Irish CBO?
Well, when you put a black bar over something, what do you call that?
Is that your reference?
It is. He unredacted it after I found it. That's a problem, and I'm glad they've admitted they made a mistake by redacting that.
So
A mistake.
You're saying it was redacted when you went in there today, and after you tweeted that, they unredacted it.
Correct. Now he's got 4 other names he needs to unredact. Did he respond to that? There's a list of 20 people. I could probably say them on the floor of the House, but I'll give the DOJ a chance to do what they did in these 2 examples, where I've discovered something, now they've responded.
So basically, he went out, Thomas Massey, who is one of the architects of this bill, went out and straight up said, hey guys, here's what I'm going to do. If you don't come out and release the names, I'm just going to say who it is. I'm just straight up going to say who it is. Ro Khanna already did on Congress 4. Check his YouTube. So does he just name them?
Yesterday, Congressman Massey and I went to the Department of Justice to read the unredacted Epstein files. We spent about 2 hours there, and we learned that 70 to 80% of the files are still redacted. In fact, there were 6 relatively powerful men that the DOJ hid for no apparent reason. When Congressman Massey and I pointed this out to the Department of Justice, they acknowledged their mistake, and now they have revealed the identity of these 6 powerful men. These men are...
Oh, shit. Oh!
Salvatore Navora, Zorab Mikolaj, Leopig Leonor, Nicola Caputa,
Oh!
Ahmed bin Sulayem, CEO of Dubai Ports World.
Oh my God!
Billionaire businessman Leslie Wexner, who was labeled as a co-conspirator by the FBI.
A co-conspirator.
Now, my question is, why did it take Thomas Massey and me going to the Justice Department to get these 6 men's
It's
identities?
a mystery.
to become
Nobody knows
public?
why.
And if we found 6 men that they were hiding in 2 hours, imagine how many men they are covering up for in those 3 million files.
That's right.
But the story gets worse. The reality is that Donald Trump's FBI scrubbed these files in March, long before Thomas Massey and I passed the Epstein Transparency Act.
This is why I told you guys happened. And I bet this wasn't the first scrubbing. I just think this might have been the final draft. I think that probably the worst 20 to 30% of the files were destroyed.
Now, my bill is clear. The Epstein Transparency Act requires them to unredact those FBI files.
Yes.
And yet the Justice Department said to me and to Congressman Massey, we just uploaded whatever the FBI sent us. And guess what?
That
the
wasn't
FBI
what they were
sent
supposed to do.
Scrubbed files. That means the
How
survivor
convenient.
statement to the FBI naming rich and powerful men who went to Epstein's island, who went to his ranch, who went to his home and raped and abused underage girls or saw underage girls being paraded, they're all hidden. They're all redacted. It's a little bit of a farce.
Sure
They're
is.
inviting all the members of Congress to go to see the Department of Justice, quote-unquote, unredacted files.
Kash Patel just perjured himself in court. It doesn't matter unless there are consequences. There have to be consequences. If there are no consequences, the law doesn't exist. There have to be consequences.
Got full redacted files from the FBI. And it's not the fault of the Justice Department attorneys. They were just told upload things that Donald Trump's FBI had already scrubbed. It's a blatant violation.
I think that it was scrubbed 3 times, potentially 4 times. I think that it was scrubbed at whenever Epstein was killed, because obviously he died whenever Trump was president. I think that it was scrubbed whenever Democrats got power again in 2021. And I think that it might have also been scrubbed at the end of Biden's presidency with him leaving. And then I think it was scrubbed a 4th time. And I'm making all this up, by the way. And it was scrubbed a 4th time whenever Trump then took office and they planned on releasing the files. I think logically that's what probably happened.
I'm making this up. Act, but it also asks a fundamental question. Who are they protecting? Why are they protecting these rich and powerful men, people I call part of the Epstein class? Why are we in a country where there is no elite accountability for people who do the most heinous things? You have in England the king now calling for an investigation and possible prosecution of his own brother.
We're going to talk about that.
In Norway, the princess who no longer has support to be the queen.
Good.
And yet in the United States of America, we have someone in the cabinet, Howard Lutnick, who is all over these Epstein files, who allegedly had business with Epstein after he was convicted of pedophilia, and he still is in the cabinet.
That's pretty bad.
We ask ourselves, are we in America going to have elite accountability? Are we going to call on rich and powerful people who broke the law or cavorted with a pedophile, a convicted pedophile? Are we going to call them to account? Are we going to have prosecutions for billionaires who went to this island and either raped underage girls or saw underage girls being raped and didn't say anything? Are we going to have investigations? I'll tell you what this is about.
There needs to be, I don't know about treating people like they're guilty, but there needs to be investigations. They have to look into this, even if it's embarrassing.
It's not just about the 1,200 survivors. It's about 2 tiers of justice.
Someone in the chat said this is anti-Semitism.
In America. It's about people who can accumulate wealth and power and don't have to care about the rest of America.
That's right.
They have destroyed so much of this country. Income inequality is at a 60-year high.
Wait, what? I thought it was the highest it's ever been. This is the first time I'm hearing this. My understanding is that it's higher now than ever.
Worker salaries are less than they have been
that's what I thought.
75 years as a part of GDP. Somehow this country seems to be working for the rich and powerful, but it's not working for ordinary working class Americans. I say enough. It's time to begin with accountability for the Epstein class. Hold them in front of Congress. Those people who visited the island or did business with Epstein after he was a convicted pedophile.
100%.
Investigate them.
100%.
Prosecute them. And let's return to democratic accountability in the United States of America. Let's return to one system of justice in the United States of America. Let's return to a place where every American has a stake in this country.
That's right. 100%, man. And I think the last part really matters a lot. One of the reasons why, I'm going to link y'all the video, right? This is a great video. I'm very happy to see this. I am extremely fucking happy to see this, and I hope that more people bring it up. And on top of that, now we even have the British Crown that's roaching out. Even they are roaching out now. Buckingham Palace stands ready to support the police in previous Prince Andrew inquiries.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
En 30 días puedes ganar 3.000 euros sin invertir tu propio capital y sin pasar horas y horas delante de un ordenador y de gráficos complicados. Mi nombre es Enrique Morris y soy el fundador de Tradeando.net, la mayor academia de inversiones por número de alumnos y por caso.
Relates to the release of those Epstein files, because in the last few minutes, King Charles has made his first intervention in the Epstein scandal. He said that he is ready to support the police as they consider allegations against Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Here's a bit of a statement. The King has made clear in words and through unprecedented actions his profound concern at allegations which continue to come to light in respect of Mr. Mountbatten Windsor's conduct. That's according to a Buckingham Palace spokesperson. While the specific claims in question are for Mr. Mountbatten Windsor to address, if we are approached by Thames Valley Police, we stand ready to support them, as you would expect. Now, this all comes after Thames Valley Police confirmed it's assessing whether there are grounds to investigate a complaint by the anti-monarchy group Republic, which reported Mountbatten Windsor or suspected.
You gotta, I mean, like, really, I mean, this dude's crawling around on the island with a bunch of underage girls and there's accusations. Like, you really think that there's not a reason to do an investigation? I'm not saying he's guilty, but, like, damn. You know, that's pretty bad. What should the punishment be for the most egregious examples in the files? It depends. So, in my opinion, I think that I can't say what my opinion is.
Misconduct in public office and breach of official secrets. So that is the
That's
very
exactly what you think it is.
Very surprising intervention by King Charles into the Epstein scandal.
So people say the king hardly ever comments or has any influence on current politics. So this is a pretty unique situation.
Let's now hear a little bit more about this from our royal correspondent, Helena Wilkinson, who had told me a little bit more about this extraordinary statement from the Queen. I think the statement is quite extraordinary. The unprecedented actions that will likely be referring to when the king, if we cast our minds back to late last year, the king stripped his younger brother of his titles, including Duke of York and also Prince, which he had since he was born. But that statement continuing, while the specific claims in question are for Mr. Mountbatten Windsor to address, if we are approached by Thames Valley Police, we stand ready to support them as you would expect. So a significant statement this evening from a
I'm a little toasty. Let's cook a whole chicken. I feel like this one's got more than average. Ton of neck skin, little nip tuck. Left the whole butthole. Gonna take that off. Removing the backbone, hit a spatchcock on it. Dude, this one's got crawfish boil and free catfish bait. Look at that. Feel a little bit of pressure. Yeah, spread eagle chicken. We're gonna keep this part pretty simple. Onion powder, garlic salt, some black pepper on there, and we're gonna do something special. Mr. Deli. Frank Dad. The large one. Got our crawfish boiled. Get some of that up in there. Clean out the last of our garlic. And we got a big limon. About to be fuel injected. Dr. Deli in the house. Gonna plump her right up. Be a brand new bird. Nature's smoky. Little wood. Frank Dad. Should have named this Willie Nelson. Chicken in it. Been about 45 minutes. Save some of that crawfish injector. We're gonna give her a little squirt. About 3 drizzles later, got a Cajun crawl bird. Here we go. Oh my gosh, y'all see that? Brother, what have I done? Man, super duper deli shoes. I'm a little sensitive about it. I thought I was French fries. All I was doing was just cutting up potatoes like this. And I was taking some spray, sprayed in the pan,
about 45 minutes. They was just like French fries. Everybody thought I was eating French fries, but I was just eating cut up potatoes made like French fries. Everybody thought I was eating French fries. All I was doing was just cutting up potatoes, just like this. And I was
Oh, look at this guy. Is this Dr. Phil?
What's up, Blair?
What kind of doctor are you?
guy right here, though, he gotta go. He gotta go. He gotta go. I'll watch it.
Warning, entering ecological death zone. Ending the data bank.
Alright, look though. Let's do some crawfishing. Got my mini pole with a tiny bacon. Just gonna give it a crawl dangle right in there. Now you just wait for your line to get tight. I can see him at the surface. Let's try to yoink him. Oh my god, yes sir. That's crazy, bro. Look how it's right in this little chomper thing. I always heard about this, but didn't know it was true. I just catch him in the ditch on bacon. We're gonna give this guy a rinse, then we'll get to cooking. Just a nice little bath, bud.
Old candle, Frank Dad. The loved one.
Little baby crawdust. Got some jalapeno, big old corn, piece of onion, some garlic, and don't forget the taters. I think this is gonna be a slow cooker crawdaddy session. I think we're hot enough for a bug drop and can let it chill. That mahogany should give it a good little flavor. A middle fit for a king, baby. Little head action. Let's do some crawfishing. Got my mini pole with a tiny bacon. Just gonna give it a crawl dangle right in there.
How do you throw this away, or you can recharge this?
I don't think he notices, does he? I don't think so. I'm buying. Yeah, do you think this would be like a good mask to like go around and maybe like try to scare people and stuff? Yeah, man. Yeah, like try to prank people, you know? Where'd you get those at? That's funny. I didn't notice you come up and do it. That was clean. Damn, yeah, I guess you guys? Yeah, that's you, dog. They're gonna meet you guys. Yeah. Bad, thanks. Yeah?
I critical twilight. Better than Colonia. Why not live on the inside?
Dog?
Let's come to expiration. Yeah, provide a strip look. This looks good. So
also look like clone of okay, you guys get coffee from the same shop together. I the restaurant is usually only for Hungry, you do burger. Burger for more fatty. Good. Bad thing, your son. Don't let other people bully your kid. You bully him yourself first. Then it's bad interesting. You found it? Almost Korean style fried rice. MSG good, soy sauce good, oyster sauce nice. I'll have to smash them. You don't want that chicken for file separate. Big onion, good. Quiet. Okay. I will do that now, but you can pick it up. That's how I talk about it. John Recollection, what it sound like he's drunk all the time. I feel so fire, better than Recollection.
Steve Cook. Steve Cook? Like, you want to do it? I got no time for that. No.
That's it. Don't stop. Don't be pushing.
Stop.
I'm going for set up five down for everyone. Oh shit, oh shit.
I don't have it yet.
Watch out.
Where is the
Get the fuck out of here. Thank you very much.
The most painful things that you can eat that can save your life is the habanero. Habaneros are one of the spiciest fruits on this planet. Trick your nerves into thinking that your mouth is on fire. This certainly doesn't feel like a trick. For capsaicin, the compound doing that trick is in every hot pepper. That's why hot peppers have more vitamin C than an orange. Vitamin C is one of the only things keeping your gums from rotting and your teeth from falling. 18 have vitamin C than an orange. Vitamin C is keeping your gums from rotting and your teeth from falling. 1,500 scurvy. Million sailors while habaneros were signed the Americans the entire time. Until 1932, then scientists so 2 million people achieved and their life disease that this pepper could have stopped, which is insane.
Go the other way, my nigga. The other way, go the other way.
you doing? Nothing. Nothing. It's okay. Nothing. Thank you. Yep. Someone's playing. I'm so scared of this phone. Just imagine if I kick so hard, I might just fall to the side. It's much better. That's much better. That's exactly how I want it. Now, all of the light bulb. I think I'm gonna stop on the bottom.
Drive by.
I saw all that over yesterday. I just want to see the one.
Okay.
I just want to all the same. I have the gold line reading on.
I can't wait for you to go to sleep. You're up. Holy shit, come here. Oh, look at the slide castle. Oh my god, slide castle one more time. I got it. No, you're the idiot. You're cracked now. What does the demon do? Does he keep running? No, what do you mean I got it? You're the demon. Oh, you to reach me. Are you lost right now? What are you lost for? Aw, man. I'm running that movement out of you. I can't wait for you to come back. Please, don't hold the demon again. I gotta see this. Slides to the left. Slide cancel again. Pull out his melee so he can move fast. Goes out, he's gonna reach me. I like that. Very predictable. He doesn't 360. While one now. Does he push me? No, he rolls the ankle. That's smart. Your IQ is getting better. I love that. Wait, he's pushing me again. I have no cover. I'm on top. What do you mean I'm playing with you, man? I'm trying my hardest right now.
days. Oh my god, that's...
If you're one of those real pieces, there's something that's often in my park, and then this was my dog. I don't like that was my dog calling me like other people are trying to tap my wrist and not give it.
I don't think it's nothing on it.
That is my shoulder. Sweet.
Have you ever actually seen how they weigh up?
Italian beef, bianco, agave. Then I'm gonna take this water. They want to come.
Oh man, I got to fight some guy just going around the corner. I'm supposed to go.
was a lighthouse keeper. $1,000,000 on a single video? As long as it's legal. I gave a guy a yacht, put it in a lake, here's my credit card, go to the mall, do whatever you can to shop if you can to keep your yacht. You gotta keep it. Right before we go to shoot the cannon, I mean, we're millions of dollars deep. I got a yacht here, I got all this production crew, everything, massive too. We've been working on it for half a year, and then someone goes, oh, there's bald eagles in there. I didn't know this, but you can't make loud noises. Your bald eagles nests are protected, and you can scare them away. I was like, we just pick up the nest a little bit. Yeah. Nope, that's a federal crime. So we had to literally pack everything up, spend an obscene amount of money, and move to a different lake. Now I know, survey the area of bald eagles. Millions of dollars on a single video? As long as it's legal. I gave a guy a yacht, put it in a lake. Put it in a lake. Here's my credit card. Go walls here. yacht, put it in a lake. There's
from a palace spokesperson, and clearly this issue is not going away for the royal family, but it appears that the king has decided that he has to put something further out, and we heard earlier, didn't we, from the prince.
I think the fact that they're saying something about this and they took away this dude's titles, like, you know what I think? I bet they probably know more about it than the news does. I mean, you really think this guy doesn't know what his brother's doing? He probably knows what happened. Like, realistically, like, he probably knows.
The Princess of Wales, Prince William, who is currently in Saudi Arabia on a trip there, asked by the UK government before he arrived in Saudi Arabia. Prince William and the Princess of Wales put out a statement. First time we heard from them publicly, saying that they were deeply concerned by the latest revelations about Jeffrey Epstein in their first public statement on the scandal. But this statement from the palace spokesperson this evening really going one step further, referring specifically to Mr. Mountbatten Windsor's conduct and saying that while the specific claims in question are for Mr. Mountbatten Windsor to address, if they are approached by the police, then they are willing to support them. That in itself is extraordinary, Hannah, isn't it? It is. We know that the king has previously put out various statements, and in this statement here this evening, it touches on the satanic lizards have been and remain with the victims of any and all forms of abuse. We knew previously from sources that they felt that it was up to Andrew Mountbatten Windsor as to whether he would answer any questions, and it was his conscience, really. But this evening...
He is bald as hell, right? Like, look at that. God damn. Fuck. I remember whenever I was a kid, he used to have good hair. And then he just, like, totally crashed out, man. Holy...
Wow. Some things here, specifically naming Andrew Mountbatten Windsor
next stop
in this statement, and also that they are ready to support Thames Valley Police if they are approached. It is an extraordinary statement.
Man, that is not looking good for him. And thank God for that. I wouldn't want to see them hiding it or any other bullshit. So I'm very happy that apparently something is going on. Things are actually real. Epstein's emails sent by alleged victims. What is this here? Oh my fucking God. The worst Epstein document I've seen. Yeah, some of this is just fucking... Oh, is this a new one? Let me see it.
There are a lot of viral mentions about the 11-year-old, 10-year-old people sending photos to Jeffrey Epstein. There are a lot of viral mentions about the 11-year-old, 10-year-old people sending these photos to Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
Did you uncover who sent those photos?
I looked directly at the emails that have been widely circulated pertaining to the age 11, and I have it written down on my notes, the permission to kill email.
Yeah, that would be that one.
No lies, the littlest girl was naughty, etc. And those ones were directly sent by alleged victims.
Wow. So the most disturbing and darkest and sickest emails were sent by women to Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, and some of them pertaining to, jerky, whatever that is. Yeah.
Man.
And so, and so, quick follow-up, what is jerky? Like, what is that exactly?
I think that's the question. I don't know if it's like, and again, like going into specifically just based on what this is, I don't know.
Code word. It has to be code word. Nobody talks about jerky like this.
Weird. Yeah, it's a code word and it's weird, but either which way.
We have jerky in the studio, okay? So, like, Klein and I know, I've never spoken to my team or anything. There's no correspondence of me talking about jerky this obsessively. There's hundreds of emails about jerky.
He saw my video about it. Bro, like, I feel like so many people sent me this clip. Apparently the video of me talking about the jerky stuff with the Epstein files, so many people saw this. That's a lot. Your mom was right about everything? Yeah.
And some of those emails were sent by women. and women that specifically claim to be victims.
So you're saying that these victims are being groomed into
Well, yeah, there's
becoming
evidence.
traffickers themselves?
There's evidence.
Of course. Duh. No shit.
Evidence of that. Yes, I'm not saying all.
So they're not actually victims.
They're not, well, they're victims, and they're also they're. This is what happens, right? Is somebody begins as a victim, and they get molested, fucked with, and everything. It short circuits their brain, and you even have. I mean, there's like a psychology thing. This is not a one-to-one, but it's a similarity of Stockholm syndrome. There's even a terminology for talking about this phenomenon. It's not like this is some kind of crazy thing nobody's thought of.
Well, I think that there are some that are actual victims, but I also think that at a certain point, if you, depending on the severity of
they're both victims and also perpetrators. It's not. This isn't simple. They tell them, if you want to stop getting molested, bring me the next victim. Yeah, that seems like that probably makes sense for sure. And this is really where things are going, right? And I feel like, really, I mean, it's just getting more extreme, more dramatic. More of this is coming out. Like, and then apparently they were using your child's school pictures and yearbooks like a shopping catalog. They could identify and locate children like they were ordering them from a menu. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. That is crazy. I don't even know if they should. I mean, what the hell do you expect they're doing? Like, this is 100% just what they're doing. Absolutely. And so, no, it's even probably going to get worse. And this is the guy. Billionaire Les Wexner, founder of Victoria's Secret, is now unredacted as a... Oh boy. That is crazy. I don't even know if they should. I mean, what the hell do you expect they're doing? Like, this is 100% this is what they're doing. Absolutely. And so, no, it's even probably going to get worse, too. And this is the guy. Billionaire Les Wexner, founder of Victoria's Secret, is now unredacted as a co-conspirator. He gave Epstein power of attorney and a Manhattan mansion. Wait a minute. So this guy gave Jeffrey Epstein a Manhattan mansion? Well, why would he do that? That seems a little bit like, that's weird. Why would somebody just give away a mansion like that? Wow. What are the odds of that? Do you think Wayfair was actually in on it? I don't think they were in on it, but they were probably used as a tool for it. Yeah. So this is just more. And then also keep in mind, apparently, this is what's so fucking insane. I did not expect this to happen. Is that a lot of people are now finding out that Trump was one of the first people who fucking was a whistleblower on Jeffrey Epstein. More evidence that Trump was the original Jeffrey Epstein whistleblower is coming out in the court documents. Trump was responsible for Epstein's first conviction, and Epstein knew and was livid. Oh my God. So you remember whenever this came out?
saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. And he's not saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down. The president knows and has great sympathy for the women who suffered these unspeakable harms. It's detestable to him. He and I have spoken about this as recently as 24 hours ago.
The only thing that I can say about President Trump is that he is the only person who, in 2009, when I served a lot of subpoenas on a lot of people, or at least gave notice to some pretty connected people that I wanted to talk to them, he is the only person who picked up the phone and said, let's just talk. I'll give you as much time as you want. I'll tell you what you need to know. It was very helpful in the information that he gave and gave no indication whatsoever that he was involved in anything untoward whatsoever, but had good information that checked out and that helped us. Sure. And we didn't have to take a deposition of him. That was in 2009. That was in 2009. I can tell you that I talked to President Trump back in 2009, and several times after that, he didn't think that it was a hoax then. In fact, he helped me. He got on the phone. He told me things that were helping our investigation. Now, our investigation wasn't looking into him, but he was helping us then.
This was in 2009. So, apparently, and here's the article here, or this is the file. New Epstein was discussing. Trump said Maxwell was Epstein's operative. She is evil and to focus on her. As I said, generational, massive bitch. Like, nobody has said a single, I have not heard a single good thing about Ghislaine Maxwell from anyone. At least, like, I mean, Jeffrey Epstein, there's, like, people smiling with him, and, like, you know, it's like he's hanging out with people. Like, nobody liked this bitch. Nobody liked her. Oh, my God. Trump told Blank that he was around Epstein once when teenagers were present, and Trump got the hell out of there. Trump was one of the very first people to call when people found out they were investigating Epstein. No one could explain how Epstein made his money. They knew he worked for Bear Stearns. Blank was told that Epstein was kind of a technical guy that would make it happen if you didn't want to know how. None of the victims that PBD spoke with said they had sexual contact with men other than Epstein while in Epstein's orbit. Blank had one time went out screaming. Prince Andrew was a fixture in Palm Beach, and he had no protection while there. Blank had done interviews in the past, and this is all the rest of it, right? So Jeffrey Epstein thought that Trump ratted him out. Wolf alleged Epstein came to believe that it was Trump who had first caused him to be investigated by the law enforcement in 2005. Man, you are right. People don't care. They're already convinced Trump's bad. Nothing can fix it. I already told you that. That's what's going to happen no matter what. So, Trump will resign by the end of the year. I don't know, guys. I'm not sure. I mean, it definitely makes him look pretty good to have this happen. For it to come out, look, this is proven true today. Yeah, President Trump was an FBI informant in order to take down Epstein. It looks like this is proven true today from the release of the Epstein documents. Oh my God. I don't think anybody was predicting this. I don't. Why was Trump calling him hoax? This is some other reason. And we solved the torture video false narrative. What is this here? If I can find it, there's some other bullshit. And let's see if there's anything else. Collecting info after his arrest. Oh my God. Let me see if I can find the rest of it. So he was the one that actually roached out on him first. Do you think Trump and Elon played the bait game here? This is also one from 2016. Okay, let me see if I can pull it up. Trump would have said to begin with that this was the case. I don't know. I actually don't know.
Let me mention some names to you and just get a quick response. Hillary Clinton.
Like a one-word response. I sort of think of Benghazi. I think of a failed Secretary of State.
Bill Clinton.
Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems.
Barack Obama.
Incompetent president.
Man. This was a year. What does it say? This is years before reporting about Epstein's notorious island made headlines.
That island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool. So
The Clintons are friends
and he's
of yours,
been there
right?
for many times.
The Clintons are friends.
Well, I can't say friends, but I know
Friendly, you know them.
we play at my clubs a lot. I have clubs, and everybody likes to play.
Are you saying there's a political problem for her if she runs for president?
It could be a political problem. Look, he could be a political problem. Right now, he's Teflon, and right now, maybe not.
Do I regret the fact that he has quite obviously conducted himself in a manner unbecoming? Yes.
Unbecoming. He was a sex offender.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm being polite, in the sense that he was a sex offender.
But you were staying at the house of
Yes.
a convicted sex offender.
It was a convenient place to stay.
Right.
I've gone through this in my mind so many times. At the end of the day, with the benefit of all the hindsight that one can have, it was definitely the wrong thing to do.
Really?
I was not a fan of Jeffrey Epstein, and you watched people yesterday saying that I threw him out of his club. I didn't want anything to do with him. That was many, many years ago. It shows you one thing, that I have good taste, okay? Now, other people, they went all over with him. They went to his island, whatever his island was, wherever it is, I was never there. Find out the people that went to the island. I threw them out. In fact,
So he said it even then.
I think the great James Patterson, who's a member of Mar-a-Lago, made a statement yesterday that many years ago I threw him out. I'm not a fan of Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, anybody else? Well, I knew him like everybody in Palm Beach knew him. I mean, people in Palm Beach knew him. He was a fixture in Palm Beach. I had a falling out with him a long time ago. I don't think I've spoken to him for 15 years. I wasn't a fan. I was not, a long time ago. I'd say maybe 15 years. I was not a fan of his. That I can tell you. I was not a fan of his.
Ghislaine Maxwell facing day 2 of her sex trafficking trial here in New York. A jury hearing testimony today from 2 witnesses, including one of Maxwell's accusers and
I've seen some of these clips. I haven't seen this one.
to Jeffrey Epstein.
The big moment in the court, Stephen Laurie, today was when the government called the first of 4 accusers against Maxwell. The professional actress, going by a student named Jane in court, she said that she was 14 when Maxwell and Epstein abused her. Jane said that, told the jury that Epstein and Maxwell first approached her in the summer of 1994 when she was at a performing arts camp in Michigan between her 7th and 8th grade years. The prosecution's questions and Jane's answers painted a picture of Maxwell and Epstein targeting a vulnerable middle schooler whose father's death 9 months earlier left her family broke and homeless, her mother distant and depressed, and her own dreams in doubt. Earlier in the day, Epstein's longtime private pilot gave the jury detailed descriptions of Maxwell's and Epstein's various homes, as well as Epstein's 3 planes he owned, but the pilot also said he never saw any female he thought was under the age of 20 on a plane without a parent, instead describing the 14-year-old Jane as a, quote, mature woman with piercing powder blue eyes.
Wow. So anyway, holy fucking shit. This is insane. I don't know what to think, right? I mean, I don't think anybody really predicted that, people are going to be talking about this in this way. Did Trump actually ratted him out this early? File confirms Donald Trump blew the whistle on Jeffrey Epstein's disgusting activities in 2006 phone call with the police. So in 2006, this was before Jeffrey Epstein was convicted of anything. This is before anybody thought he was this horrible guy or there was any sort of implication at all. Trump was one of the very first people to call. Trump said Ghislaine Maxwell was evil and to focus on her. Holy fucking shit. I now see why Biden didn't release the Epstein files when he had 4 years to do so. I mean, I don't know, guys. Enough of the flattering and distortion of facts. Trump's Epstein's friend. Shame on you? Yep, absolutely. I mean, again, I don't even know if this is a real photo or not. I have no idea. And did he even have gray hair back then? I've never seen this. I feel like I'd probably be seeing this photo all the time. AI? Yeah, I feel like this has got to be an AI photo. I've never even seen this. Man. Some thought Ghislaine Maxwell was hooked up. There are better prison conditions. I mean, if she's going to tell and roach out on people, I'd do the same thing. And how's it Trump can't stop winning? I mean, I do think that, like, his connection with Jeffrey Epstein does make him look bad, right? I mean, like, because a lot of people aren't going to know this. And I do think that, I think this is very, very complicated. And I don't think that either, like, obviously Jeffrey Epstein, but, like, I don't think that Trump was, like, completely in the right here either. Like, I don't have any evidence for that. But, like, there's just something about it that just doesn't really... you know what I mean? Like, there's something about it not all the way there yet, right?
Have you heard of the assassin state? Yes.
Take the next step in treating your moderate to severe ulcerative colitis with Entyvio, the only gut-focusing.
No, despite still being somewhat fascinating in terms of science. And that's because for as long as I remember, I actually had this somewhat strange problems. One of the problems, I actually have a lot of problems. But let's discuss one at a time. So basically, when I close my eyes or when I find myself in a dark room, I start seeing some tiny dots everywhere. Sort of like the static on an old analog TV. But in this case, the static does not disappear. Even though normally you are supposed to adjust to darkness, and eventually you start seeing things. In my case, even though they do adjust a little bit, I actually still consistently see the static, with the central static persisting, even if I close my eyes. And well, for a very long time, I obviously thought that this was normal. Maybe everyone sees this, or maybe my eyes are just getting old, and I'm just using too many monitors and have too much screen time. But because I generally don't like to settle for these answers, and usually like to research pretty much everything until I find an exact answer, that's what I've been doing for the past few years. And a few years back, I discovered that it turns out that this is a problem, or it's actually a disorder that some of you probably have as well, and don't even know about it. But the funny thing, the reason I wanted to talk about this, is because I recently saw this image. This is an image of an eye of someone who has something entirely different, but it actually creates this extremely beautiful shape inside that kind of resembles a Christmas tree. And well, this is cataracts. This is something that people have, but that's a physical disorder inside the lens of the eye and can be treated with surgery. Well, it turns out that what I have and what some of you might have is unfortunately
not treatable. And well, it's known as a visual snow syndrome. Something that was actually not even known until recently, but something that scientists have discovered, because it turns out that a few people out there seem to possess this. It literally creates a static in your vision, and it has nothing to do with your eye health. But for me, in that case, our doctors basically dismissed this, thinking that this was either something psychological, or thinking that this is just something to do with maybe eye floaters or something else, or the person is just exaggerating their actual symptoms. But quite a few recent scientific breakthroughs, and especially some of the studies that we're going to be discussing today, in essence discovered that this is indeed a real syndrome, and it now even has its own Wikipedia page. But the reason I wanted to discuss this, apart from this just being something that's part of my life, is also because it seems to create the unusual effects in the brain of people with this syndrome, and to some extent even gives certain people a kind of a superpower, I guess, that allows them to perceive certain illusions. And so let's discuss exactly what this is, and for all we know, for some of you that also have this, you might finally realize why you're actually seeing these unusual speckles, and why they don't seem to disappear. And so first, this is officially a distinct neurological disorder. And it turns out that this is because the brain of the person is basically hyperexcited. It has nothing to do with eyes, it's really the brain. And for some reason, it's something that is built around certain types of internal changes, which then results in the visual part of the brain, which actually sense information visible in this blue sky. And so in reality, it's not just about seeing static, it's more about possibly seeing something. In this case, for at least 3 months or longer, especially when they're doing application. And so in some cases, this actually does include things like after images or visual trails, which are usually known as palinopsia, but in some cases it can also result in extreme sensitivity to light, also known as photophobia, and impaired night vision, which is nyctalopia. But on top of this, and this is actually important for those of you that have this, it also has some additional symptoms that can be misdiagnosed as something else. For example, cause headaches and migraines, and tinnitus or ringing inside the ears, or sometimes even blindness. And that's once again because the brain is just a little bit overexcited, and especially in situations where there's just too much noise and too many visuals to the eye, the brain basically kind of panics and starts to produce these additional effects. And well, apparently, approximately 2% of the population might have this, but possibly even more. And so if 100,000 of you watch this video, at least 2,000 will probably have the same. And if less than 100,000 people have seen this, send this to your friends. So let's make this statistic stuff more comfortable. But basically, quite a few people out there have this, and very likely think they have something entirely different because of these constant migraines, because of these headaches, or possibly because they had some kind of a tremor and may have thought that this was epilepsy. In reality though, it all seems to be because of this unusual visual snow resulting from the brain just being a little bit hyperactive. And well, one of the studies in this case tried to discover exactly what's happening here by conducting very specific MRI studies or the magnetoencephalography studies, which allow scientists to accurately map brain activity in order to actually find the source. And that's what this particular study focused on, with the main conclusion being a condition referred to as thalamocortical dysrhythmia. Yep, one of those super pronounced conditions again. But in essence, if your brain is dysrhythmia, well, your brain has a kind of a misconception that filters out the focus on the real image. But in people like me, the primary visual cortex, the one that is known, is basically hyperactive. It seems to produce an excess of high-frequency brain rhythms that create a kind of a misbalance in the visual cortex, which results in extra information. And so in simpler terms, the filter in this case does not function as intended. And so here the alpha rhythms, which usually act as a kind of a gatekeeper, are not doing their job. And that results in this extra information that's usually visible as visual dots. But the crazy thing about these visual dots is that because our brains are so good at interpreting information and, I guess, connecting the dots, in many cases this results in some bizarre effects. For example, people with this disorder, including myself, tend to see a lot of extra patterns and things like, for example, faces in a lot more things around us. And this is, for definition, known as pareidolia, essentially seeing faces where there should be faces. Now, obviously, most people do this, but the brains with the visual snow syndrome tend to see this a lot more and tend to actually find patterns in many different things where patterns are not visible to anyone else. And so surprisingly, quite a lot of visual artists and quite a lot of people that usually work with a lot of patterns actually find out later in life that they're good at it because of this somewhat strange brain disorder. It basically makes their brains hyperactive and allows them to connect the dots way quicker. And that's actually random. I was in a recent study. Scientists wanted to find out if this is truly just some kind of a disorder or some kind of a misbalance inside the brain, or basically if it becomes this way for one reason or another. And so, for example, normally when people see the same thing over and over, the brains habituate, or basically get used to it relatively quickly. But patients with the visual small syndrome tend to have complexity brain increase in what's known as gamma band power, suggesting that their brain had a much higher activity when it comes to plasticity. And so the brain in this case was just a little bit too good at reinforcing neural connections, even if they were just looking at something that was not important, and this was just noise. Which is very likely why this noise is invisible. It becomes permanent because the brain has essentially learned to keep those neurons firing in a kind of a hyperactive state. But I guess more importantly, he also discovered that there is a very unusual link between this bizarre brain plasticity and heart rate, which basically suggests that this also seems to affect various arousal states and emotional states. Or I guess what we can kind of get out of this conclusion is that the visual snow syndrome patients tend to actually react more emotionally to a lot of visual stimuli, with the body also producing a lot more arousal. Which is once again why so many visual artists seem to potentially have this, and also probably why I always thought of myself as a visual learner and tend to learn everything by looking at it and not really by listening. But additional studies also discovered that this is not just something you have or don't have, but this is really more of a spectrum where some people have a lot of visual snow with their brain creating additional effects, like for example, seeing trails of various moving objects, whereas other people, like myself, don't seem to have this, and instead have other visual problems with different parts of the visual system being affected. But yeah, some of you watching this potentially have the other version of this syndrome, where you're basically able to see the trail of moving objects, and you possibly think that everyone else can see this as well. But yeah, almost no one can. This is basically just your brain interpreting information differently. It essentially doesn't filter out as much information.
Do lobsters feel pain when they're being boiled alive? Lobsters are boiled.
This store lets you pick your own crabs. Get some nice ones. Get over here. Dude, this one's a Mondo. There we go. This is definitely still catch and sell. Can't say nothing. Oh, and in the bag, then you get to take the eggs to the spa. Don't give these guys an ice bath. Put them right to sleep. Get in there. Now we can actually deal with them. You gotta open up this flap, legs in this hand, and we're just gonna pop the top off. Pick off these worms. Give them a good rinse. Beautiful blue crab. Oh, smoky. Crab dead. Herb and garlic with the limon. Hot sauce off. Let's go, boys. 3, 2, 1. Oh my God. You doing this? Nah, what is this angle? My angle might breathe. Watch it though. She's fucking me. She's fucking me. Yeah, okay. Just gotta buck me. I'm back in. Get in the hole. I'm in. Do it. Dig you up. I'm still up. I'm planting. Oh no, I might have been following that plank. My bad. Oh my God, I'm still up here. I'm in. Oh my God, it's so bad. Big trailblazers, I don't even know it. Oh my God. Oh, what's the back there? I think I might be watching that. I'm still up. I'm playing.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
Oh my god. Nah, what's the angle? I think it might be watching them. Yeah, so you gotta run things back in. You know. Maybe right? I'm still up. I'm playing.
So-called Washington.
Welcome back to another episode of Outdoor Chef Life. I'm talking. And today we're spending a week in Washington. Today happens to be a rainy day. I think that happens a lot around here, but last night we got something that I've never gotten. For the first time ever, we are doing a Gooey Duck episode. I've been wanting to do this for a very long time. Finally had the opportunity to check it out. Alright guys, we're out here. So we're getting out there on the mud flat with Zach and Dylan, and they're showing us the way. They're showing us how it's done, and I'm asking all kinds of questions to them, as I usually do when I do stuff. Always good to ask people that's experienced and learn from them. So that's always my good thing. I've asked them a ton of questions, and it doesn't matter who it is, not anybody I meet. I'm always just wanting to learn more. So, especially about harvesting something like Gooey Duck, which can be tricky. You can tell by the siphon if it's a Gooey Duck or if it's a horseneck clam. So they got those here too. So they're telling me all kinds of information about it, and I'm soaking it all in. And it paid off. I'm surprised how, like, the sand is very sturdy. Like, it's not like a muddy mud flat where I've been to clamming for the horseneck clams. So how much deeper are the Gooey Ducks? Yeah, compared to the horsenecks.
I want to say the Gooey Ducks, they can go place 4 feet. They go deep. Yeah. We have the tube. Put the tube around.
Yeah.
We go with the tube, sand rocks.
Yeah.
And I kind of notice like this right here, that little seaweed.
Yeah.
Notice around the necks that have that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For the Gooey Ducks?
Yep, for the Gooey Ducks.
Which
have that warm
survives huge They're not.
Oh, it is.
Oh,
that's a Gooey Duck.
Oh yeah.
So you see how I had the double siphon?
Yep.
And I had the two right there. That was for sure Gooey Duck.
And this is not even as big as the other one. That one's
big.
Yeah. Like that. Kind of like that. Oh, look at that. Yeah. That.
Actually, it could be a horseneck as well because so it has barbels on it, and then the split of this very straight. It's not a double siphon.
It could be
yeah, the Gooey Ducks still have a very identifiable two points. He goes.
Right there. Yeah, I definitely see the two siphon holes. And this one too?
Yep, those are 4 sure.
And what about those ones?
Yep, those are.
That one too?
Yep.
These are the Gooey Ducks.
Those are 4 sure Gooey Ducks.
Oh.
See
the difference? And
yeah, this is totally different. These are so the ones before were actually horseneck clams. These are really nice. So these are fish movements. You can see two cycle holes there, and these are triplets. There's one big one. There's another right there. Nice, we got him. Oh, that's three. A triplet. And then 1, 2, 3 right around it. That's a lot. That's a lot of meat up in just one little spot. And there's another, this is the horseneck right here itself. And look at this, there's a big old horse clam right here too.
yeah, portions of difference in the necks.
Yeah.
Big thing. Sitting on them.
Uh-huh.
Make sure not to poke them.
Okay.
Go down.
Yeah.
Obviously, the big small pieces.
That guy for sure. Oh yeah, guys, we're about to have our very first Kuga devil. Hopefully, I mean, finding them is probably the easiest part of this journey. Digging them up is going to be insane. They're deep, guys. I know they're deep for sure. And by the way, we're doing this night news is when the low tide is. State to state, the regulations vary. So make sure you know the regs before you go out. I know in California you're not allowed to clam any clams after dark. But in Washington here, it's recreationally allowed. So we're good here. No, it's kind of crazy. The moon is so bright tonight that I don't even actually need a flashlight to see. I can see like just fine without a light. And you guys didn't know, the lowest tides and the highest high tide always come during the full moons. Oh my God!
Dude, so we found one. We found like a group of 6. Just like very evident or number? Yeah. Yeah. I never seen one. That's 3 of them like right next to each other.
Just a triplet.
Yeah, when we walked up on them, there was like 5 of them all right here.
Right here.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them right next to each other in the same hole.
And there's a clam right here too.
That's the horse boat. Yeah.
That's a giant size. You guys take a look at that. Are they gonna hide?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't matter. They can't run away. They're cooked either way.
They're done for.
Good guy.
Okay, so that's risky because we're gonna try and not break the shells.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can keep them either way. You have to. If you cut the neck off or whatever, you have to keep them.
Right.
I've never seen that where they're that close. They're literally touching each other. So I think we should probably dig this guy first.
Yeah.
I think that's probably our best chance of not breaking. Game plan.
Gotta get messy.
Gotta get messy. We're gonna poke its neck down as far down as it goes because they don't have a foot. It kind of deteriorates and goes away when they reach a certain age. So it can't run away from us, but I don't want to break the neck. You don't want to cut it off. So we poke it as far as it goes. That way when we're digging, we're trying to get down to it. We won't accidentally damage it. We're going to put the tube over it. We're going to take everyone we have and try and wiggle it as far as it'll go. And then we'll start digging sand out of it. And then after we get as far as we can, gradually move the tube down. And then once we get down to it, we drain off. First we're going to try and sift some sand away from the shell. And it's suctioned in there. So you'll feel it'll go from like, there's no way this is coming out to it all of a sudden. Well, I think this is our first victim. Alright. Don't you get on the other side? Alright, that's it. Small start. Taking shovels. Dig it out as much as you can.
Come on, boy, keep going.
Little by little, yeah. In inches. Dirty jobs.
It's gotta be both this one.
These barrels get a lot bigger than They do, but then that's just more work you have to do. We use this one because you can use it solo and staple. My strategy is I like to dig down to one side. That way you can unsuction them easier. Let's see if we can push it down a little bit further. What? They got it already? There he is, baby. That's a baby? That's a small one, yeah. So hopefully it only goes up from here. Exactly. What is that? Right on the deformed group. I just don't think I'm back. Hey. Once they die, this neck is probably.
Oh yeah, that's so crazy. So I was doing that. He stopped and spotted him. I got him. After that barrel. Really, your holes. Oh, got one. Oh, that's a good job too. Yeah. You see it not all. So did the other one? It's a hard it's almost impossible. Unless sometimes you'll have this big around laying out on the side of the beach. Okay, that's a good that works. That can't go on the should be good. Oh. Board mission plan. I don't know. Yeah, you can see that grab. That's ready to go. Oh yeah. Yeah. How's that feel? Oh yeah. Oh, it's all good. Holy smokes! So, Frank Tank, Bob the Slob. Holy smokes! That is a cannon. That's a bad. That's it. That's it. Hey, that was fun. Hey, look at that camel sticker. Well, you know, we had a hard one shit that night. There's only like a tree, so those things on it. Like that. You know, I thought that, but it's a little, they're almost like half year. These are probably like year and a half, 2 year increments. You can see these ripped there. Yeah, you find these more of a oh, crop circle? Circle much flat? Crop circle. There you go. Probably not to use that though. You get at it. Get at this guy. He's down. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Not no regular plan. It's nice. Probably so good fun.
Of course, it's probably going to be the first meeting tonight.
Hey, what we're telling you down there should be happy.
Hey, I might fit in there.
Jump up. Jump around.
I think costumes actually got difficult.
You can say that. From you, he's going to do that. Alright, out. Let's go. Everyone talking. That's how to take it. Continue with it. Get dirty. Did you read this from Kelly? They're holding you by your hand.
Get my shit over. Hey, no, wait. Oh, wait. Wait, hold on, dude. There they go.
Oh, he's in there.
Oh, he's in there.
Yeah, he's in there. Keep going. Leave on the side. Get in there, baby.
Come on. Oh, yeah, dude. I feel like that's just like the fingertips. Barely. They're in there.
You just keep ripping his siphon. Jump it back.
Oh my God. It's so...
That's a big one. I mean, honestly, this is the best eating part, so I guess we just kind of cleaned it like straight up. I mean, you didn't put anything. No, this is everything we eat off anyways. That's insane.
There's no way I'm saying that one. Oh, God.
Not backwards. Directly indoors. But it's a massive swimming one. That's the landing. Well, that's its casing. So he's outraged.